Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back at it again with another Starfield shipbuilding video. I've got build number 105, Ravager, a Class C Crimson Fleet Battlecruiser, found adrift and abandoned by a Freestar Navy patrol. It was decided to tow the ship to the GRIZZLY GEARS ANG discreet star yard in hopes of not causing a panic in anyone who may have seen her hulk. It took some work, but our engineers eventually cracked her data core and found out that she belongs to Naeva, who is in the wind. Why this bird was abandoned, we may never know. Probably a good thing for the settled systems. This was my first real attempt at a Crimson Fleet ship. Go big or go home, right? But this was a bit challenging, but overall I'm very pleased with the overall profile, and of course the engine nacelles, kind of my thing, but overall a very cool build. Definitely a killer to the FPS, at least if you're playing on Xbox, but awesome bird. At 126 meters, this is up there with my biggest ships. Ton of room on the inside, which we will check out. Let's take a look. A big entrance for a big ogre. Like I said, 126 meters. There's not too many places to set her down, but Deimos is built for the big ones. This one took a while to come together. I messed around with the fitment of these nacelles more than I'd like to admit, but I think the end result shows. Also, really like the superstructure up there. We'll get a better look at it in a second. Anybody else just love building ships in this game? I know I can't be the only one this addicted. This is, most of the time, my favorite thing to do. It's just so much fun. There's that superstructure. Radar domes and dishes back there. And tucked away in here is her triple heavy railgun battery. I love making these little kind of firing ports, rail cannon arrays. Alright, let's take a look at all the hours I spent decorating this interior. Oh, I'm addicted. Thanks, Andreja. So we enter into the Derretech Crimson Fleet storeroom, where we also have our docker. So the only way you're getting in this bird is through this bay right here. And we head up Matilda ramp into the armory. This is a Nova armory that I added some stuff to. Yeah, here's our first of quite a few interior windows. It's a Matilda shield booster. Now we head up to a 3x3 Deimos empty storeroom that I've, well, made a multi-use space of. Right ahead is the gear room with some very interesting Crimson Fleet gear. Now we head into the med bay. Pretty well appointed med bay for some pirates. Now we're into one of the storeroom areas, just bulk storage. Oh, nice little view. Now we step into the brig. Got a small guard station. And 3 cells for some not so fortunate individuals. And then we got a treasures room, some most likely stolen artifacts, and a bunch of VHS tapes. Interesting. Money, lots of money. And we make our way back to a larger storage room and the workshop area. Now we make our way up to the next deck. Here's another small storage area. This is our main engineering and living deck. And another interior window. Engineering room, shield room. This is the Deimos 2x2 engineering hab. It's my favorite engineering hab, for sure. You really don't even have to add any of your own decorations to it. And over here is computer room. Oh, thanks, Andromeda. And another interior viewport. I told you there were a lot. Now moving forward through a nice little corridor is our first main living area. This is the 3x2 mess hall that I added some stuff to. It can be a little difficult to make standard habs feel piratey. I know it's not a word, but you know what I mean. And moving forward on this side of the bow, we have our first 2x1 all-in-one. And this goes into our first 3x1 Deimos engineering bay with another viewport, this one of our railgun battery. Now we make our way back into the mess hall for another view of our railgun battery below the Matilija stuff. Yeah, look at that. Even pirates clean their clothes, at least every now and then. Now I've got another 2x1 all-in-one. This is a Hope Tech variety. And here is our other Deimos 3x1 engineering bay with another view of our rail guns. Now, aft of engineering is our Matilija pass-through reactor. And the bar. Had a lot of fun piecing this one together. But if it's a pirate capital ship, it's definitely going to have a place to party. And here is another interior window. DJ Khaled, and another one. Bigger the ship, the more room we got for interior stuff. Here's your, let's just call it party area. All right, we head up one more flight of stairs to our next living area. This is a trio of Derretech Crimson Fleet Habs. This is the 3x1 crew hab. That mod did a fantastic job on these pirate themed habs. I wish there were more. Now we make our way into our Matilda elevator corridor. We're not going to use that just yet. We've got two Derretech 2x1 mess halls connected to each other. Alright, to the elevator we go. Of course it's not on this floor. Fantastic. Alright, let's take the elevator up one deck. And out here we have another interior window to our grab drive and another shield parts. And forward is computer core, another Matilda shield booster. Oh, Andre just hit. Probably fell. She's pretty clumsy. And here's the Derretech Crimson Fleet computer core and another interior window. I don't know if there's such a thing as too many of those as long as they're placed properly. Alright, top deck. And behind the elevator shaft, we have the captain quarters. Another Derretech 2x1 captain quarters. Fantastic job. Really not much to add here. And now we come up another Matilda ramp to our bridge. This is the Derretech version of this shroud bridge. Enter into the rear. Got a nice little map wall. Some weapons just in case anyone makes it this far. Just added a few control panels. That's about it. This one took a long time, but overall I think it's pretty solid. So, in my never-ending quest to make these build guides as efficient and effective as possible, we are trying yet a new way. This first section is going to be all of the passable parts. So essentially all of the habs, the bay, the docker, and in this case the reactor, since you can walk through it. My new philosophy is to do these breakdowns, especially for the larger ships, in such a way that there are no floating pieces. So everything is connected and hopefully a lot easier to follow. So again, this is just walkable passages, habs, and such. And we will go on from there. If you do not have a mod that gives you access to all the parts, you'll get everything you need from Derretech, Titan, and the Deimos Star Yard. The lasers you can get from Volley. Alright, so this is the gear, bay, and essentially lower superstructure. So if you are able to complete all the habs, you can then complete this lower section. Alright, we've now got the bow. This is essentially those forward habs and most of our weapons. Again, everything is attached, and when I'm finished with this, it will all be attached, so no more floating parts. Alright, now we move to our reactor area slash aft superstructure. This is where we built the bar. Also got our fuel storage in here. We now move on to our central superstructure. This should help in where to put all the little structural bits to fill out that first video for all of the habs. And I move to the top superstructure area and the bridge. Now, those fuel cans are there just to show where those structure shields attach to. They're not two in addition to the 3 we've already built. They're just there to show, like I said, where those shields attach. And our final portion of the build, the engine nacelles. Now they are exactly mirrored, so I've got one staying in its completed form here, and I'm gonna break down this other one. Once you get one, you just rinse and repeat. Alright, as we're winding down on this build guide, let me know down in the comments whether you like this is an improvement, or whether you hate this and I should keep trying new stuff. Either way, let me know. I feel better about it, and I think it is more informative, but let me know. Alright, time to test this bird out. If you made it this far, you're a legendary Pokemon. Good for you. This was a time consumer, but all in good fun. If this new way of doing the breakdown worked for you guys, or if you have any feedback, put down in the comments. I am still trying to figure out the most efficient and effective way to share these builds. I do realize that some stuff that may come easy to me might not necessarily come easy to some of you, so I do have to remind myself when I'm doing these builds and the breakdowns. Some stuff that I see, you simply might not, so my bad if you felt that way in some of my previous videos. To all the viewers, likers, comments, subs, we are marching our way to 1K. Can't do it without y'all. I thank you very much. My next couple builds are pretty sweet, and I've got something special lined up for 108, 109, and 110. That is a project I've been working on for quite some time, but I'm very excited about it. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate all of you. Hope you like this build. I'm Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard